Have you ever found yourself explaining your intentions again and again, only to realize the other person never truly wanted to understand you? You spoke clearly, you spoke honestly, but somehow your words kept getting twisted. If you've ever felt misunderstood, judged, or exhausted from proving your truth, this story is for you. Because sometimes the strongest voice you have is silence. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village surrounded by rolling green hills and slow, whispering rivers, there lived a man named Ethan Cole. Ethan was a candle maker, a quiet craftsman who created candles that burned with a soft, steady glow, lighting the narrow streets of the village at night. He was gentle, patient, and deeply sincere. People admired his craft, but not everyone respected him. Across the road lived Mr. Bennett, the village accountant. He was known for his sharp tongue, suspicious nature, and a habit of questioning everyone's honesty, especially Ethan's. "Your candles aren't worth the price you charge," Mr. Bennett would often say loudly in the marketplace, making sure everyone heard. "You're fooling people with your quiet face." Ethan would smile politely and try to explain. He would talk about the quality wax, the careful molding, the long hours spent perfecting each piece. But Mr. Bennett never listened. He only smirked and walked away. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Ethan kept explaining himself, defending his honesty, clarifying misunderstandings, trying to protect his name. But something strange kept happening. The more he spoke, the more rumors spread. "Ethan overcharges people. I heard he cuts corners. He's not as honest as he looks." Each explanation only seemed to feed more doubt. At night, sitting beside his small wooden table, Ethan would stare at the flickering flames of his candles. "Why don't they understand?" he whispered softly. "Why do I have to keep proving who I am?" One morning, the village square buzzed with excitement. A traveler had arrived, an old wanderer, a quiet sage known simply as Father Rowan. People gathered around him asking for guidance, blessings, and answers. Ethan, tired of the weight he carried, approached him when the crowd thinned. "Sir," Ethan said gently, "I try to live honestly. I never cheat anyone. But no matter how much I explain myself, people twist my words. What should I do to make them understand me?" Father Rowan looked at him calmly, his eyes filled with quiet wisdom. "Tell me," he said, "if a man believes the ocean is made of sand, what is the ocean to him?" Ethan paused. "He would still believe it's sand," he replied. The old man nodded. "And will your explanations change what he sees?" Ethan slowly shook his head. "No, they won't." Father Rowan placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "Then stop trying to describe truth to those who have already chosen illusion. Let your work speak. Silence is not weakness, my son. It is strength, wrapped in peace." And with that, he walked away. But something inside Ethan stayed, a quiet shift, a calm understanding. From that day forward, Ethan changed. He stopped defending himself. When people questioned him, he simply smiled. When Mr. Bennett mocked him in public, Ethan nodded politely and said nothing. At first, people assumed the worst. "See, he has no answer now," Mr. Bennett would say proudly. But Ethan didn't react. He just kept working, carefully, quietly, consistently. Each evening, he placed one candle outside his shop, and night after night, that candle burned longer than any other. Its flame was steady, warm, reliable. Travelers passing through the village began to notice. "That light feels different," they would say. "It feels peaceful." Soon people from nearby towns came to buy Ethan's candles, not because of what he said, but because of what his work showed. One evening, something unexpected happened. Mr. Bennett walked into Ethan's shop. He looked uneasy, almost hesitant. Without meeting Ethan's eyes, he placed a few coins on the table. "I need a candle," he said quietly. Ethan nodded. He handed him one and simply said, "It will serve you well." No bitterness, no explanation, just calm. Days later, the villagers noticed something unusual. Mr. Bennett stood outside his home at dusk, staring at the soft glow of Ethan's candle. He didn't say anything, but something in his expression had softened. For the first time, he saw what words could never prove. Weeks passed. Ethan's shop became known for its quiet brilliance. He still spoke kindly, but he never explained himself again. If someone misunderstood him, he let them. If someone doubted him, he smiled. His silence became his shield, and his peace became his greatest strength. One evening, as Ethan lit the candle outside his shop, a young girl approached him. "Mr. Ethan," she asked, "why do your candles shine so beautifully?" Ethan looked at the flame for a moment, then smiled. "Because I no longer waste my fire trying to light the darkness inside others. I keep it here, where it belongs." Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. When people are trapped in their own beliefs, your explanations won't free them. You don't have to prove your truth to those who have already decided not to see it. You don't have to explain your heart to those who never tried to understand it. Because peace doesn't come from being understood. It comes from understanding that you no longer need to explain. And when you stop chasing validation, you discover something truly powerful: freedom. You begin to live for your own peace, not for someone else's approval. And in that quiet space, life becomes lighter, calmer, and beautifully real. If this story spoke to you, don't let it stop here. There are many more stories waiting to inspire, guide, and transform your mindset. Subscribe to Aspired Minds and become part of a journey where every story brings you closer to clarity, confidence, and inner peace. Until next time, stay calm, stay wise, and protect your inner light.